Hey everyone, welcome to All About the Joy. This is Culture and Consequence with Carmen and Andrea.
It's a good mood today.
Well, you're glowing. You
Yeah.
have the glass skin that the girlies love.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, it's very.
Oh, I think it's because I have another light on. It's moisturizing. It's not like, yeah. Like if I turn it down, maybe I won't have glassy. No, I guess it's okay. Right?
It's good. That's what the girls want these days.
The girls? Like, okay, wait.
I'm just saying.
I have a couple of public service announcements I'd like to bitch about for a moment.
Let's do it.
Okay, this has nothing to do with politics. So this is like our regular conversation that we would normally have. The people that live across the way from me in the other building, like, nobody wants to hear your fucking conversations. Like, why are people putting people on speaker on their phones, Andrea?
Oh my gosh.
Why?
Tell me about it. What? We're all spending a gajillion dollars on AirPods and headphones. Why are we not using them?
Honestly, it's also the lack of like consideration. Like, I think that's what pisses me off. So my neighbor on the other side, like next to me, not in the building, but actually in my building, was doing it like 3 weeks ago. And it's also really hot here. I know I keep complaining about this, but it really is the humidity. It's just, This is not California. You know what I mean? So I can't have my windows and my doors locked and whatever, which would normally help with that kind of noise. So I open the door. I'm like all dramatic about it. And then I realize, like, calm the fuck down, Carmen. It's not that big of a deal. And I go to her and I'm like, look, you have every right to talk to whoever you want on the phone, but I need you to take it off of speaker. I don't want to hear this tinny, crappy. And I said, how do you hear it from them? Why are you doing it? And she's like, oh, I don't have headset. And I don't, then go to the back room. Like, what do you go in your car? There are so many ways. Don't put it on speaker. Put it to your head. Like, there are so many other ways.
That's the way we all did it before. We didn't have speaker on before.
Am I crazy? I just, you know what? Thank you for validating.
No, girl, this drives me. My kids do it.
No.
Scrolling, and I'm like, and you hear like the little snippet of whatever the fuck they're watching, and I'm like,
no.
Did I not just fucking buy you some AirPods? Okay,
oh
put that shit in, or give them to me. I don't even have any. Give them to me.
Right.
You're not using them.
I just, you know what? I think it's the lack of just consideration. Okay, the next one might actually annoy you because you are one of these people. I am really sick and tired of fucking dogs and dog parents. I'm tired of you. I don't know what's happened in Santa Monica. I think everyone has a dog but me. Like, I think that's part of it. And I also think Santa Monica now is like it's just too many people. So I was like, you know what? It's like 6:15 in the morning. I'm going to go for a walk, even though it's still a little bit dark, whatever. I'm like, I'm going to go for a walk. And I'm thinking I'm going to avoid, no, everyone's out with their dogs. And here's my thing. Pick up your dog's shit. Like, so many people are just not doing that. And I'm like, I'll call you out on it. I'm going to call you out on it every time. I don't care. And I just don't understand. Like, that's part of the deal. You got a dog, you got to pick up its shit.
Right.
And the big dogs are worse. I love the big dogs, but they have big shit. You know what I mean? Like,
they do.
I'm sorry. Carry your pooper scooper. I don't know what to tell you, but that's your responsibility. And it's just gross because, like, first of all, it's just gross. But secondly, you're walking on the sidewalk and it's just there and you're like jumping. Seriously, I'm sick of, and you know what? Dogs don't belong everywhere, just like children. They do not belong everywhere. I went to the theater the other day, to the movie theater. 2 people with dogs in the movie theater.
Wow.
So I walked out of the movie theater before the movie even started. And I was like, I'm sorry. There were dogs in the movie theater. They're like, yeah, they're, what are they called? Comfort dogs or sensitive dogs or,
yeah.
These were not. So they're blurring. I'm like, I don't think that's the same thing as the dogs that actually people
like
need.
Somewhere over the last, I don't know, like 5-ish, 10-ish years, like every dog is a service dog. You got like service parrots and you know what I mean? Like,
Andrea, they're not.
I know.
Oh my God.
I know. Yeah. I don't know. Like, I don't know what the criteria is for that or how that's determined, but
so the theater person,
there's dogs in the grocery store, every restaurant, forget about it.
I don't care if it's outside. Like if it's outside restaurant.
Oh, no, people are taking them inside.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Comfort dogs are not the same as service dogs. They're not. They're not. And also again, it's the lack of consideration. I got my money back and they gave me I have like 4 free tickets because here's a little thing you guys should know. If you have a bad experience in the movie theaters, I never knew this. You can go and complain about it and they'll give you back your money and give you extra tickets to use within a year or something. I had no idea. So I'm watching half of the movie. No, you can't. You can't watch the movie and then go.
You're like, my popcorn didn't have quite enough butter on it, so this isn't working for me.
That Nicole Kidman thing is really pissing me off and it's giving me drama. You know what I'm talking about? That AMC, the Nicole Kidman when she comes out. Oh, you probably don't have AMC where you are.
I don't.
There's this. It's a promo that's been running for way too many years, and it's like right before the movie comes out, Nicole Kidman comes out and she's like, movies. Saturday Night Live did a whole fucking thing on it because it's creepy weird. I'll send you the link. It's hilarious. It's hilarious.
As you can imagine, number one, I don't go to the movies that often, and when I do, I'm late. So
now I do that too. But this is right before the movie goes on, so you can usually do 20 minutes before. Like if your movie starts at 12, go at 12:20 because it's 30 minutes of stupid trailers that make no sense and show way too much of the movie and you're not interested in them anyway. You're going to watch them on streaming. But yeah. So anyway, those are my 2 bitchy things. Thank you for obliging me. Also, I want to give a shout out to Lori Moran Plant. I think it's Plant. Anyway, Laurie, who's on my Facebook page, because she came out and answered our trivia question from last week, which I know you don't remember.
Not at all. I didn't know we had a trivia question.
Wait, you said it. You know, it's so funny. It came out organically. It wasn't like on purpose. But we were talking about how you are a United States citizen and can run for president, but were not born in the United States.
Yes.
And we were like, how could that be? Could anyone answer?
Right out of my brain. Yeah.
And she answered it on Facebook. She's my Facebook contact friend. Mm-hmm. So shout out to her, girl. Yay. I told her, don't mention the politician who ran for president because we're going to have Andrea answer that. So do you want to tell people how this is possible for you? I can tell the person that ran for president and why it works. Do you want me to do that first?
Sure. Go ahead.
Okay. So the person that has the similar situation is Senator John McCain. May he rest in peace. He was born at the Coco Solo Naval Air Station in the Panama Canal Zone. At the time, his father was a U.S. Navy officer stationed there, and the Canal Zone was an unincorporated U.S. territory. Under Article 2 of the U.S. Constitution, a presidential candidate must be a natural-born citizen. Okay. McCain satisfied this requirement based on 2 factors: citizenship by parentage, which is Naturalization Act of 1790. Children born abroad to American citizens are automatically citizens at birth. Both of McCain's parents were U.S. citizens. And U.S. territorial jurisdiction, because he was born on a U.S. military installation located within a territory of the United States. Experts agree that birth status satisfies the natural-born constitutional criteria. I did not know this part. In 2008, the U.S. Senate unanimously passed a non-binding resolution confirming that McCain met the legal threshold. I guess there was some question in 2008 when he was running. I
remember there being minor question, but they handled it pretty quickly.
Yeah. So you have a similar situation.
I think mine is exactly the same. Like I meet both of those criteria. I was born on an army base in Germany. So I question whether it's like a territory, but it was a U.S. Army base. So,
and both of your parents,
both of my parents are citizens.
Citizens, or they're U.S. United States citizens.
Mm-hmm.
So I just thought that was kind of cool that people were interested, and it came up organically. We're not going to start a quiz every week,
and I wouldn't remember if we did.
No. I mean, I remembered because she reached out and she.
If she hadn't, I literally would not even remember.
Yeah. So thank you, Lori. We appreciate you and your support for listening to the show and participating in that kind of fun thing. So that was kind of cool. All right. I wanted to talk about Natalie Harp, which she is just, I just feel bad
What
for
a
her.
head case.
Yeah, I just feel bad for her. So for people who don't know,
You feel bad for her.
You know what? Because I did some more digging. Okay. And no, I mean, I don't feel bad for her in that way. But okay, let me just say,
Yeah,
okay,
go. Just tell me.
For those of you who don't know, Natalie Harp is Donald Trump's executive assistant, and she's special assistant to the president. She sits constantly by his side. She manages all of his social media. She also types all of his Truth Social stuff and acts as the primary information gatekeeper. And she's been in the news a lot, and they're like tripling down today. She is infatuated with Donald Trump, and it's creepy. Weird. And the reason why it blew up, I mean, it was still a big deal before, but Jonathan Swan and Maggie Haberman wrote that book, Regime Change, and they had already started talking about the letters she leaves for Donald Trump everywhere, like, you are all that matters to me. That alarmed the Secret Service. Like, they were just like, wait a minute, what? She has extreme, is it sycophancy? Is that the word? I'm reading it. So
yeah.
Staff reportedly grew so concerned by her intense level of access and unfiltered feeding of unvetted internet stories to Trump that they tried to restrict her travel and room stays, leading to reports that she once slept in a golf club's locker room just to maintain proximity. There's also an extreme thing where she hid in the back. She didn't hide. There was no room for her in the motorcade. So she like jumped in the trunk of an SUV. And that's like actual, that happened. I thought that was like just meme, but she's,
disturbed.
Anyways, what?
You said she's, and I said disturbed.
Disturbed. Yeah. Okay. You can tell me what you think about it, and I'll tell you why I feel bad for her.
Yeah. No, I want to know why you feel bad for her.
I feel bad for her because what I found out, and her brother has talked a bit about her lately. They're estranged. They were both born in a devout Christian household. And so that has its own implications. Her brother talked about how his parents always talked about American exceptionalism, which has its own national Christian philosophy attached to it, and how she's still stuck in that. But the reason why I feel bad is that her father, who I believe was a pastor, I didn't write that down, but I believe he was also a pastor or reverend or whatever they do, died by suicide in 2020. And so she's kind of dealing with that grief by attaching herself to Donald Trump. Like, she sees Donald Trump as like a father figure. So there's all this weird insinuation that it's sexual and that it's romantic. And then when I was listening to him and reading up on it, I was like she needs mental health help. Like, she needs help. You know, it's not just the Trump part of it. It's just like, if you think about her as an individual and what she has gone through, and she's estranged by her brother, who, for all intents and purposes, is doing the right thing to walk away from what was clearly a really toxic family dynamic, you know? Mm-hmm. So that's why I feel bad for her, because I'm like, this is bigger than the Trump thing for her as an individual. Trump is a piece of shit. Don't get me wrong, because he's continuously using people this way, but yeah. Go ahead.
Obviously I haven't done a deep dive. I have literally just read the headlines, so I don't really know that much about it, but, I'm the part of it that I am kind of interested in or fascinated by is all of the leaks and the information that we're getting and kind of what that says about the people who are there in the West Wing and what they're focused on, number one, and number two, just like once he's gone, whether it's in, leaves office in 28 or dies or whatever, it's the typical like rats on a sinking ship. Like, they're just going to eat their own, they do not care. So that part of it is just kind of, I don't know. I find that a little bit fascinating, how this has been going on. And, there's been speculation that some of the leaks are coming from the old press secretary, Carolyn Levitt, I think, right? Is that her name? The lady who left?
Lips.
Yes. Lips. Um, so there's speculation that it's coming from her because she was upset that she was left on the plane that might have gotten shot down. I mean, there's all that kind of stuff. And so I just think it's kind of like, let them fight it out, girls. Like, go right ahead. Like, you do you over there. I mean, in the larger picture, it just, is yet another illustration of how there's absolutely nothing going on there that is to the benefit of the American people.
Nothing. And like, if you're watching, and look, you're not going to find this information on Fox News because Fox News is not going to carry it. And I think it's important to say at this point, seriously, if you're watching us, you already know how we feel about this administration. So the thing that's really interesting, if you watched Donald Trump yesterday talking on the tarmac, he just redid the helipad or whatever, the whole he's spending all of our $40 trillion is what our deficit is at right now. It's never been that high, ever. 40 trillion.
It's an unfathomable number.
Unfathomable. And he's doing things like we already know, the ballroom and the gold statues. And now he redid the whole helipad. And for some reason, he was talking about grass for so long yesterday in this weird conversation. There is nobody in this administration that is a serious person. And look, we can make fun of this young woman, Natalie Harp, which my first thought was, and I'll say it this way. When I was younger, going through what I was going through, we all have our stories. So mine isn't any more or less significant than any others. But when you're looking for somebody to give you structure, if you're not smart, if you don't have kind of, I'm just going to say it this way, kind of the foundational ideas of what good and bad and right and wrong are, you're going to fall for anyone who will give you what you need. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying I was perfect or whatever, but I would never have made the mistake that she's made in desperation. But here's what's even more important. There were people around me who would never allow it to happen. They would have swayed me away. And they did a couple times, like I dated a really bad guy. And if it wasn't for friends who like intervened, that could have been a really bad thing. And it's like, nobody in this White House is even serious enough to help this young girl. You know what I mean? To see what's happening to her and to say, oh my God, she needs help. You know what I mean? But instead, because she has such access to Trump, she's the gatekeeper. They use her to get what they want. And that includes every fucking congressman and senator who's a Republican.
Yep.
And that's what I'm talking about. Like, it's disgusting. So if you want money, if you want to build something, you want to get a contract without any bidding or whatever, you just got to cozy up to Natalie and see if you can get your foot in the door to talk to her. Yep. Instead of realizing what's happened to that young woman. And I don't think that's a harsh
so she can put it in front of him and he's excited about it. It's sick.
And she was on the right plane. She was one
of got in the catering van or whatever it was, right?
Yeah. And she leaves him disturbed. I mean, that little snippet of the note is just, I don't want to, like, that's how you know she's in trouble. And I didn't want to read that whole thing because I actually don't think it's funny. I mean, there's so many things about this administration that's not funny, but this is like really disgusting. And, people are trying to blame John Ossoff for
mentioning it.
All he said was Trump wants to travel with Natalie. That's the line he said he didn't say anything else, but wow, the backlash. Talk about guilt.
It's so telling. It's so telling, right?
So telling.
It's like one little phrase, very innocuous phrase, and in the context of they're not doing anything for the American people, which is accurate. Right? This is what he wants to do. And we're on day 3 of a complete and utter meltdown about it.
Yeah, because the book came out like 2 or 3 weeks ago. Yeah, I wonder why. Exactly. So interesting. And look, I do feel bad for her because I think she needs help. And I don't think it's funny. I think Donald Trump is a horrible human being. And this is even more evidence of that, to use a young girl who's in this situation in that way because it flatters his ego. You know what I mean? And it's.
Yeah. And I think another thing that I want to say about that we've talked about here is there's a lot of talk about how she's, his aide, and he's so dementia ridden that he's not.
No,
he's not.
No,
this is who he has always been.
Always.
Yeah, he may be losing some facilities and whatever, but he is not dementia ridden. He's not so out of it that she's controlling the show. I mean, he's using her.
Absolutely. And people like to say it, especially people who were Trump supporters and are like trying to move through it. They're like, he lied to me. He's always lied to you. That's not new. You didn't see it. He's been lying since the 80s. Like, or new.
Yeah. He's been lying since the 60s, 70s when he, was talking about his bone spurs and whatnot. Right. You know what I mean? Like, he's never not been a liar.
Yeah. And he's always been skeevy. He's always been cheesy. There's nothing like, if you're a Trump supporter who's moving through this and finally seeing the light, bravo to you. Welcome to Earth One. You know what I mean? Like, we're glad to have you back. But here's the thing you need to do is stop pretending Trump did anything to you. You have to take responsibility for the fact that you got easily snowed, you got easily bamboozled, whatever the fucking words are you need. But you gravitated towards all those for whatever reasons they are. And Andrea, I know what you're going to say. But it doesn't always have to be about racism, whatever it is that got you here. I'm glad you're here, but you need to take responsibility and stop acting as if Trump did something different in the past 2 years. He's been the same guy.
Well,
always.
And figure out why you fell for it. That's the work and shut the fuck up about it. Also, don't go on social media looking for praise because you figured it out, right? Like, right. Or like, oh no, he's lying to me. Oh no, he deported my wife. Oh really? You didn't think that was going to happen? Figure out why you fell for it and then do the work and then, shut the fuck up. Still.
Yeah, I think that's a really important thing because I saw that. I know which video. There's so many of them. I think there's like 3 of them. Is like, he deported my wife. Like,
my wife?
I know, like, what? No. And because it gets to that place where it's like, unless it's affecting you, you don't care is kind of what you're doing when that happens. If you want to be a good and compassionate person, you want to see the big picture. Oh, he's hurting other people too, or has the potential to hurt others. I want to be a loving, kind, very, to my neighbors, right? To people, because I'm especially if you're fucking Christian. I don't even understand how you don't see that, but whatever. Turn around and realize that as you are spewing because something happened to you, that now it makes sense. This is why you and I will always have a problem with Cheney. I know. It's going. But Dick Cheney, remember Dick Cheney was like against gay people. He advocated against gay people. And then his daughter came out and is gay, not was. And all of a sudden he's like backtracking.
Yeah,
you know
actually.
Actually, yeah.
I mean, I have to say, I'm not convinced any of these people want to be good and compassionate people. But like,
the idea that she won't. She gonna make you suffer for what you did.
Yeah, I am. Like, I'm sorry. I'm not sorry, actually. But like, there is this sort of like, oh, I can't believe this is happening to me. And when I say figure it out, right, I do mean like figure it out and do some work. But also, if you don't really care about being good and compassionate, and I don't think you do, then at least look at the whole idea that if he's doing it to other people, there might come a time when it happens to me, right? So even out of your own self-interest,
right,
take a look and be smart and figure out, like, I am not immune from what's happening here.
But I think for people who have never had to deal with the ramifications of racism or classism or whatever it is, right? Because seriously, people in this country really do believe they're 1 or 2 moments away from becoming wealthy or whatever it is. Or, you know what I mean? So they detach themselves. So they can't even fathom that they might be taken by ICE or that they might be treated badly because of whatever their races or whatever it is, their language or whatever. I mean, Billy and I talk about the Cubans all the time in Florida. It's like they're all stunned, I say, because so many of them voted for Trump and so many of their family members have been taken by ICE. And it's like, I don't know what to tell you. How did you not see that coming?
Right. When the
You know?
entire convention had signs that said mass deportation now,
Yeah, right.
who did you think they were talking about?
Right, right. And then you see people, like this has broken my heart over and over and over again. Haitians who have status to be here, and they're putting leg braces on them. What do they call those monitors? And I don't know. It's just, and it's like these are good. And what I think that's the other part of it too. Like Trump, like if you need to understand why we're like it's racism, it's like Trump was so easy to get you to believe that the reason why we're in trouble is because of brown and black people, when the brown and black people of this country are the reason why we have food. They're the farmers, they're the landscapers, they built this country. But he got you to believe that these are the bad criminal people. It's pretty incredible. And he did it without even trying too hard. So when we say racism, it's like you may not intentionally every day wake up and be like, I hate black people. Like, that's not what we're talking about. Institutional racism that it's seeped in our culture, happens because you can't even see when someone like Donald Trump is making you believe something you would never actually believe if confronted with somebody. Like, I think that's fair, Andrea. I
think that's fair. And it's, a lot of these folks, it's like, well, I mean, not Jose, who owns the taco stand that I go to every other day. You know what I mean? It's like, yes, motherfucker, he's going to take Jose and his whole fucking family. What are you thinking?
Right.
You
but
know what I mean? They don't see the people that they know who make up this community, their community, as the problem. It's like, because they're not the problem.
Right. He was making you hate people that didn't deserve to be hated, and at all. I have to say, I know this is so weird, and this is a total stereotype, but I think it's based in some fact. The Latino community are the most hardworking people I've ever known. Like they do. Right. And even more so when you start following accounts that are like, because there are all these great accounts that like showing you what they do on the farm or whatever, like their, Instagram and TikTok. Yep. And it's like, I can't even fathom doing this kind of work.
Yep. United Farm Workers is, like that's my grandparents, my great grandparents were farm workers. They followed the crops. My mom did some of that work when she was really little. So like this is ingrained, we're like pretty California born and bred, not me, but you know what I mean? That the work is so, so, so hard and hasn't gotten much easier even with the union,
Right. Or even with technology. I mean, all you have to do is watch and follow any of these accounts and it's pretty extraordinary. But just also look at it's just, you can't, like if there's anything I want to say about the racism thing, if anything, you can't box people based on what they look like. I mean, if that were the case, then every white man is Timothy McVeigh. Do you know what I mean? Like if you are not that person,
right?
Then don't be that person to other people. And I think that's what, fucking, what is it? Snake oil salesman. What is that? The barnacle. I don't even know what I'm trying to say because I'm so frustrated. I hate him, but he's such a clown and he was able to manipulate so many people. And I'm sad for our country because here we are now suffering through the consequences of the choices that were made because we were not better than, I don't know. We're better than this. I mean, I know Andrea's going to say, no, we're not, but I believe we're better than this. And I can't believe you voted him in a second time, but okay, we're here. But let's talk about, did you want to say something else? No. Barnacle Barker? No, what am I trying to say?
Carnival Barker.
Carnival Barker. Yeah, I try to say all these things I know nothing about. And then I get frustrated. And then I'm like, whatever. Let's talk about one of the ramifications of this situation, the USS Abraham Lincoln.
Ooh, girl.
For those of you who don't know, I don't know if you're hiding under a rock, but they are the Nimitz-class aircraft carrier. The USS Abraham Lincoln has been deployed for roughly 9 months, supporting operations in the Middle East. And when we say supporting, we're talking about dealing with the stupid-ass motherfucking war that should have never happened. It's a war by choice. There was no need to do this war. And whatever you're believing from your other things that you're watching, It's all lies. It is.
Yeah, there was no imminent threat that needed to be dealt with in this way at all.
Can I also add this? This might be, I'm tired of men running the world. And this is one of the reasons. I would like to see women be involved in the leadership of our country or wherever, because all of this always going to war shit is such a fucking male-induced crapola thing that I'm tired of. Like, I know that sounds weird, and I'm not like Joe, Miss Big Ass Feminist. Yes, I am, but I'm not. But I mean, I'm just like, can we give women a shot? Like, there would be so much more talking. I just think there might be more talking. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Record run, the crew of over 5,000. I did not know it was 5,000 people on that fucking boat. Of over 5,000 sailors and Marines set a modern record by spending over 250 consecutive days at sea without entering port for a rest break. The conditions and supply shortages, family members raised severe concerns regarding living conditions, citing shortages of basic supplies like toiletries and mold. Listen, the reason why this is happening is because they haven't gone to port, which means they haven't gone mainland side. I don't even know what it's called. They haven't stopped and let them go
anywhere to resupply.
To resupply and let the guys and the women go and just have a fun day and just relax. And like, they haven't been able to do that in 250 days. If I don't leave my house for 3 days, I'm freaking the fuck out. Oh my God. Anyway, mental health and overboard reports of an intensifying mental health strain on the crew, including stories of sailors attempting to jump overboard. I mean, dozens of congressional lawmakers sent formal letters demanding, I don't even give a fuck. I'm so tired of the demanding letters. So I'll give you the update as of this morning. There is relief in progress, but we don't have any information what that means. That could be just Pete Hegseth saying bullshit. I have no idea because I don't believe anyone. Like, that's the other part. I don't believe anybody in this administration. The Pentagon announced that another carrier, the USS George Washington, is being dispatched to the region to relieve the Lincoln so its crew can finally return home. So Defense Secretary Pete Dumbass and CENTCOM commanders publicly stated the reports of widespread crisis were misrepresented. No, they're not. I believe the family members. No, they're not. Yeah. So I don't know if you wanted to chime in because you support Pete Hegseth so much.
Yeah. I mean, before this really, really blew up, I remember seeing like a couple of posts where they were like sailors, people on the ship had taken pictures of their food. Oh, yeah, and you can imagine me. I'm like, oh, I would starve. I would literally starve because I wouldn't fucking touch that with a 10-foot pole, right? Like, it's like a slice of white bread and some maybe it was some sort of meat or whatever. And it's like, okay, so this is how we are feeding, nourishing, taking care of the people who are supposed to be out there, defending us, who we're putting in harm's way, literally. It's gross. It's disgusting. Obviously, they're talking to their family members. The family members have flagged it. You've got Trump out there calling them liars.
But we're not surprised by that, right? Because he's never had any respect for the military.
No, he hasn't.
He had no respect for John McCain. No. He called him a loser for getting we're not surprised by that. I just want to be clear.
We're not surprised by it, but it's just like it's so, again, going like there is not a serious cell in anyone's body in this administration or frankly, the Republican Party at this point.
The Republican Party. Yeah, for sure.
I'm sorry, but the Republican Party should be the ones leading the charge at this point to try to do something about this. And it's just never going to happen.
Well, I mean, they've not held this man, the president of the United States, accountable for anything yet. You know what I mean? And so why would this is not even, can you imagine just the idea that you would be more obsessed with a ballroom that nobody ever talked about, wanted, anything, but you're more concerned with that than the sailors on a ship.
It's one of the most serious, if not the most serious thing that a president can do is send people off into harm's way where they could potentially be killed by enemy fire, right? Like, that's serious. And they do not give a fuck.
They don't
They
care.
don't care.
They don't care.
Seth wants his photo ops with his muscles and his tats, right?
He ain't got no muscles. He ain't got no muscles. Let's not even do that. He ain't got
Well,
no muscles.
whatever he's got, right? Like that's all he wants. It's so disgusting.
It's demoralizing, and I feel bad because look, I'm not a fan of military anywhere. I'm not, and I'm not like a pacifist or anything. I just think going to war should be the extreme and not actually a thing you ever do. It's kind of like the death penalty. The death penalty shouldn't be like a normal thing that everyone ends up on. And it kind of pisses me off. That's why I keep saying I want women in office, because I just want us to try something different. You know what I mean? Please.
It's clearly not working.
This is not working. We've been doing this for so fucking long and it's never working. Men just fucking bomb shit and fucking anyways, my point is my heart breaks for the military. I never want people to be in the military because I don't remember because I was too young, but I saw Born on the 4th of July and I know Vietnam vets, which is, by the way, Born on the 4th of July, you're going to like be like, ew, but Tom Cruise that was his best ever movie he's ever done. He was nominated for an Oscar, and you probably haven't seen it, but no. I am not a huge Tom Cruise fan. But let me tell you, that movie, still one of the best movies about the Vietnam situation. He plays a vet, and it's just heart-wrenching. And I'll never forget that movie. But what we do to our military is ridiculous. Under any presidency.
Yep, I was going to say.
Under any presidency, but
they are not taken care of. There's a lot of, we support the troops. Thank you for your service and whatever. And
they're all homeless. Not all, but they're homeless. And no person in this country with the amount of wealth that we have should be homeless. Don't start blaming the people. Let me just say that again. This country has clearly so much money. No one in this country should be hungry, without health care, or on the street.
Yep.
No one, especially our military. And yet. Yeah. So
they're so hung out to dry with regards to their health care, their housing, support when they come home. It's gross.
It is gross. Okay. Do we need a palate cleanser?
We do.
Okay. I asked you if you saw that movie with Giacomo Gianniotti.
Oh yeah, no, I didn't. You sent me the link, but I haven't.
Yeah, no. And I don't have that video on here because I sent you the link and I didn't realize it's actually the movie. Like you can watch it free on YouTube. It's called Acquainted.
Okay.
Yeah. But I do have, just so in case people don't know who it is, I do want to show who he is. Yes. So that you know.
Let's take a moment.
Here we go. Let's take a moment to see why Andrea and I respect.
Deeply respect his work. His body of work.
His body of work. Okay, wait, I'm going to play it. Wait.
Hi, I'm Giacomo Gianniotti, and I've been shooting wildcards here for almost 3 years now, and I'm always so surprised and happy at how friendly everybody is here. I've had a neighbor this year that has extended a lot of kindness to me and done things for me that has really made my life a lot better. So I appreciate friendly and kind people. So if you, Canada, could help me and CBC make the season kind for Canadians across the country, you can do that by donating to your local food banks at cbc.ca/kind. Thanks, guys.
I love it. We're both just sitting here like, yes, go on.
Oh my God, it's such a good show. I can't help it. He's so, anyways. There's a movie he did. It was like 2017 or something. It's called Acquainted. It's a really good movie, but it's an indie film. And so what ends up happening is, it's actually, I say this, I love commercial films. Don't get me wrong, especially big budget ones. I'm a huge Avenger fan. But when you find a really good indie film and you find a really good film that kind of has that kind of human connection, like the ending is kind of not what I wanted it to be, but I was like, oh my God, this is so real. So yeah, check it out. It's a good movie, and he's just as hot back then. I mean, he was younger, but still just as hot, baby. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I didn't know if that was all I had for a
palate cleanser, a little mental health break.
A little mental health break we all need to see. And actually, Wes, you've seen this show though. You said you saw this show, Wild Cards.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's a good.
I've done a full rewatch of the entire 3 seasons. So.
Have you seen Reacher?
I haven't seen Reacher because we're still on Smallville.
Oh, that's
But
right.
we're now, like, we just finished season 2. There's 10 seasons, God help me.
Oh, no.
And I told my daughter, I was like, are we hate watching now? Because I'm starting to, like...
What happened?
Just, like, the writing. Like, season 2, I was like, why are they... Maybe they thought they were going to get canceled. I don't know. It's like they're throwing everything at us. And I was like, we need to calm down and slow the roll a little bit. But... And it's just kind of funny. She's like... He's 15, mama. And I'm like, okay, the actor is like 30. So it's just, all of this is a little hard for me to believe. But,
oh, so we're in hate watch mode.
yeah, I'm a slightly hate watching, but he's still really fine. So I'm still watching.
Yeah, he's the one I looked up. Yeah, sorry. I won't say that.
We won't talk about it.
That is so horrible. But you know what? That's also just called aging. You know?
Yes. And also, I told her, I was like, doodling around while we were watching because I was hate watching, right? And I was like, oh my God, I have some major tea about one of the people on the show. Do you want to hear it? And she's like, no. No. And so I'm kind of like dying to tell her, but I'm like holding back. Am I going to wait like 8 more seasons? I don't know if I can hold it in, but
yeah.
Well, I can tell you if you want. Do you want me to tell you?
Well, I don't watch Smallville, so it doesn't
I
matter.
know, but it's still good.
Okay, what's the tea? What's the tea?
So one of the characters, the one who I organically already hated, turns out it's a girl. She was one of the people who was in this like sex cult a couple of years ago.
Oh God. Yeah, don't tell her that.
I know. She went to jail for it. It was a whole thing. They were
Was it after Smallville?
It was way after. Yeah, it was way after. But anyway, so she went to prison for a few years. And then just the cherry on top, when she got out, she married a reformed white supremacist.
Oh, yeah, don't tell her that.
I know.
Until she
I know. But I'm just like, I see this character and I'm like, God, I already like didn't like her and now I just hate her so much I want to say it, but I'm holding back.
You know what? It really does change. Like I've always tried not to pay attention to what happens outside.
Yeah, it does. It does.
It does. And I remember, so I was a huge X-Files fan. Loved X. I was addicted to, I would watch it every Friday night. I loved that show. And then I started hearing that David Duchovny was complaining about not making enough money. You know what I mean? Like, and it's not a sex scandal or whatever, although he did have his own issues with that later on with Taylor or whatever the hell that was about. But, and she's now married to Tim Daly, which I did not know that. Like she's happily married to Tim Daly.
Oh, his wife? Yeah.
Yeah, she got remarried or whatever. What?
The McCords. That was their name on Madam.
Right. But Tim Daly was he's not on that show.
On what show?
On the McCord show.
Yeah, he's the husband. That's where they met.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Oh my God, I had no idea.
Yes.
Yeah. He's a good looking man. The older he gets, the better looking he gets. I don't know. Yep. But anyway, David Duchovny complaining about how much money he was or was not making. And I remember being like, all right, I'm out. You know what I mean? I was so, and you can see that in the final seasons of the show because he was then not coming on. He only agreed to come on 6 times. And it's like, it's too much information and then it ruins the character. You know what I mean? So.
I agree. Like I crave information, but then a lot of times I'm like, sorry, like with this one, I already didn't like her, so I didn't really care that much. But like sometimes I'm like, I just wish I hadn't known that. I'd rather just enjoy the thing, whatever it is, whether it's the music or the movie or the show or whatever.
But if you already hate watching it season 2, you're not going to finish. It's crazy.
I know. I mean, maybe it'll get better.
Yeah. And look I don't know if you're going to like Reacher. I know that Cynthia started watching it and she liked it, but you saw the videos I sent you of Alan Richardson. He's just adorable. And that's why I watched it. Because when I first watched it without knowing who he was, I was like, this is too broody, too manly, too violent, but whatever. So, yeah. All right. Well, girl, thank you so much. That was kind of fun. Anyways, everyone, thank you so much for hanging out. Remember, at the end of the day, it really is all about the joy. And we'll see you next time. Bye. Bye, everyone. The palate cleanser. We are lame. Or I am, since I chose to show it.
Thanks for stopping by All About the Joy. Be better and stay beautiful, folks. Have a sweet day.